All right, the last part of this section, we're just going to do some more practice of rewriting equations into our standard form ones. So again, we need to start by identifying what type of conic section it is so we know the correct form to put it in. So looking at this, we have two square terms. The numbers in front of them are different. So this is going to be an ellipse. Okay. So I'm going to start by grouping x's and y's together. So we will have x squared minus 6x plus 4y squared plus 16y, and then we're going to add the 11 over. So the x's I don't need to worry about factoring, so that'll be x squared minus 6x. Leave room to complete the square. And then for the y's, we need to factor out a 4. So plus 4, parenthesis, y squared plus 4y. And then leave room to complete the square, equals 11. And then we are adding those same numbers to the other side. And remember, we factored out for the y, so whatever number we use to complete the square for that one, we need to take it times 4. All right, so x is negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. And then if we square it, we would get 9. And then plus 4. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, so y plus 2 squared. And then 2 squared is 4. So again, 4 and 4. So this is really 16. So we're taking 11 plus 9 plus 16, which is going to give us 36. And then since it's an ellipse, it needs to be equal to 1. So we're going to divide everything by 36. So we will have x minus 3 squared over 36 plus y plus 2 squared over, and then 4 over 36 reduces to 9 equals 1. So this would be our equation in standard form for the ellipse. All right, next one, we only have one squared term, so this is going to be a parabola. So that means since our y is squared, we're going to leave our y's together, and then we're going to move the x over this time, and we're going to add and subtract our completed the square number on the same side of our equal sign. So I'm going to add the x over, and I'm going to put it on the left side, so x equals. And then we're going to factor out the 6 from the y's. So we will have y squared minus 4y. And then I'm going to leave room to complete the square. So we're going to add in that number. And then plus 28. And then I'm going to subtract that same number. So again, we are distributing 6 to this, so I also need to take 6 times that number here. So x equals 6. And then y divided by 2 is negative 2 squared. And I didn't need that bracket, but just to complete it, I'm going to leave it there for now. And then 2 squared is 4. So 4 and 4. So this is really 24. So if I combine those together, that is going to be 28 minus 24 is 4, so positive 4. So really our final equation is going to be x equals 6, and then y minus 2 squared plus 4. Now you can also move this bracket to, so we can divide everything by 6 to start with, but 28 doesn't divide by 6 nicely, so this is the better way to do it. But you can also do that and then distribute your 6 back in at the very end, which is how we did it in the beginning. So, but both methods are going to work for that problem. All right, so if we continue, the next one is a circle. So we have two square terms with the same numbers. So again, we're going to group the x's and y's together. And as I rearrange the equation, since we don't need to worry about factoring this time, I'm going to leave room to complete the square. So we will have x squared plus 12x, room to complete the square, plus y squared minus 8y, room to complete the square, and then we're going to subtract the 36 over. So this will be x plus 6. 6 squared is 36, so I need to add that to both sides. And then y minus 4 squared. So 4 squared is 16. And then if we combine, that is just going to be equal to 16. So for our circle, we're going to leave our number on that side this time. So this is our final answer. All right, last problem. So again, looking at this, we have a hyperbola. We have two square terms. One is negative. So we are going to group x's and y's together, and then we are also going to need to do some factoring for this one. So 9y squared minus 18y minus 16x squared minus 64x, and then we're going to add the 199 over. So now we need to factor. So if we factor out a 9, that will leave us with y squared minus 2y, and then we're going to leave room to complete the square. And then we need to factor out a negative 16. So let's see, that'll leave us with x squared and then plus 4x, room to complete the square, equals the 199, and then we are adding those same numbers over. Alright, so 9 comes down. We will have y minus 1 squared, and then 1 squared is 1. So again, I factored out a 9, so I need to multiply that to my 1 as well. And then we factored out a negative 16. So minus 16. And then we will have x plus 2 squared, so 2 squared is 4. Okay. So again, this will be 9 and negative 64. So if we add those, let's see, 199 plus 9 is 208. And then minus 64 is 144. And then because it's a hyperbola, that is equal to 1. So now we're going to divide everything by 144. So we will have y minus 1 squared. And then 9 over 144 will be 16 in the denominator. Minus x plus 2 squared over 9 equals 1. So this is going to be our final answer for that hyperbola. And that is also going to conclude this section.